Everybody, it's Chad with Nobody Else's Auto. It is 7 p.m. Sunday evening, August 30th. We are going live on the Sunday Night Live chat. We'll give everybody a few seconds here to jump on so our friends know that we're live and ready to go. On two formats again tonight, as usual, both YouTube and Facebook. I have two screens up, so I will be trying to keep an eye on both of those for comments. So if you see me glancing back and forth, that's what I'm doing. So we'll give everybody a few seconds so our friends can get on with us, and we'll be rolling here shortly. Okay, we got some friends on with us, ready to roll tonight, as always. You got comments, questions, throw them up there. We'll sure try to get to them. All right, we've got our buddy Jason back on. I was wondering where Jason's been the last couple of weeks, our trucker friend on Facebook with us. So glad to have Jason back. We've missed you. I have recognized that you haven't been here, so glad you're able to get back on with us. I know you're probably out on the road. Jason's one of our trucker buddies who's been busting his hump here these last several months delivering supplies. So always glad to have Jason on, especially because he's usually out on the road and it's hard for him to get on. So glad he's on with us. And I'll try to keep an eye on comments and try to keep up with them and any questions, concerns, anything like that you've got going. I've got our buddy Glenn on with us from Minnesota. Glenn's usually on with us. Glad he made it back tonight. So anyway, let's get rolling. And throw anything you got up there. We'll sure try to catch it. Rico and Jess on some more of our friends that are usually here. In fact, I got a package from Rico this week on some cool stuff that we'll show you on Toy Tuesday. So stay tuned for that too. Glad Rico and Jess are on with us again. My week's was kind of bananas. Obviously, as you all know, we were in Springfield, Missouri at the swap meet week and a half ago. So of course, when I get home, then I'm doing nothing but thrashing to get caught back up. So that makes the first part of my week pretty interesting. Obviously, a lot of shipments backed up and a lot of things needed to go out. So I was extremely busy for the first part of the week. It was kind of one of those deals. Thursday got here and I was kind of like, okay, now what do I do? I ran so hard the first few days, I kind of got lost. So Texas is on. A couple of our regulars from Texas on Facebook. Great, we've got some more of our people on this on YouTube. Some more of our friends on there. Dan's on. Cedar Rapid Wheelies is on. Back window sash for 62 special wagon. I've got 162 special wagon. There's very little left of it. If you want to give me a shout after we get it done, I'll get you on my notepad and we can double check it. Got Chris on YouTube. Thanks for being here, guys. Glad you're all with us again. So that's kind of what my week consisted of in the first half, was getting caught up from being gone and then sorting through the piles and everything I brought back. If you caught us on Toy Tuesday, we started on some of the stuff that we found while we were in Missouri. We did some really cool oil cans that came home with us last week. A couple more episodes just from Missouri last week. We've got one on signs to do, and we've got one on toys and other memorabilia. A few toys and some other really cool memorabilia also that we picked up. So those will be coming up on Toy Tuesday. End of the week, I got a few things done with the F&E Collector Auto Auction, and also got one more car picked up. So we got Danny from Michigan on. Danny's usually on with us, but he's back here tonight. So if you've been on the Nobody Else's Auto page on Facebook, you've seen some of the pictures I've started posting of the parts that I did pick up while we were in Missouri. One post on used stuff, one post on new old stock and re-chrome pieces. You might check those out. Some of that stuff is getting ready to start going up on eBay tonight. So worked on a bunch of that stuff also. So that's kind of what my week consisted of. Kind of a topic for tonight. Jess is on. I've got doors for 73 to 79 Ford pickups. I do not have any good beds, Jess, on that. So what I want to talk about tonight is kind of back to our roots a little bit to a certain extent. If any of you have been on with us since the beginning, like clear back in February, which still amazes me that we still do this and you guys all jump on with us every week and we have a great time. I started this as a tips type thing on how to help you find parts for your old vehicles, because from my side of things, I'm taking all these phone calls, talking to all these people every day, and I see so much of what not to do that's kind of why this whole deal started, was this kind of a tips and pointers on what to do to find parts for your old vehicles. Because believe it or not, the reason most people can't find parts for their own vehicles is because of them. Typically, it's their own fault, believe it or not. You would be amazed at the amount of people that call me and don't even know what they're looking for, don't even know what kind of vehicle they have. And I ask them and they can't give me the information I need to even know what to check. So that's why I started this whole video series on a live Sunday night chat, and it just kind of morphed into what we have now, which is what we talk about, a little bit of anything and everything. And we try to address some of your comments, concerns, questions, and we all have a good time. Well, tonight's topic is kind of getting back to the roots about why people have trouble finding parts for their vehicles. And believe it or not, is one of the biggest things I run into is I can't get a hold of somebody. They call from a work number and then leave 3 other numbers that get run together. If you call my flip phone, because one of my numbers is still a flip phone, I can't transcribe those. Sometimes the transcription on my iPhone is not very good, where a lot of the numbers run together. So you call from one number, they give me 3 others, and I can't make out any of them. I try to call back the one you called from, obviously, because that one I've got on my caller ID, and then it's some business number with a 14-step menu to try to get through. So that's a huge issue, is being clear and concise and leaving a callback number. Just call from your cell phone, so I've got that on my caller ID, and I can bounce that against what it sounds like in your voicemail. And then which voicemail comes to another thing. Turn on your voicemail if you don't have it, or clean it out. You'd be amazed at how many people call me, leave me a message about parts they want. I check the parts, call them, their voicemail picks up, and I look at my notes, getting ready to leave my voicemail, and just to hear that the voicemail box is full and it cannot accept any more messages. And and a lot of times I can try to call people back a couple times, but after once or twice, that note is 10 pages back in my notebook and I don't even get back to it. So that's kind of a tip for tonight, and kind of going back to why I started this whole video series. Make yourself easy to get a hold of. That's so important, so that I can call you back. I mean, like I said, there's people every day that I try to call back that I just flat can't get a hold of. And there's not much I can do about it, because I don't have good numbers, or I don't know what buttons to push in the 14-step phone mail system to get through to you. Got some more people jumping on Facebook. Kenneth's here. Yeah, Danny hears what I'm saying. He's like, I go through the same thing every day. So Jason says the same thing with Load Broker. Jason's our trucker buddy. It's so simple. Just leave a clear number, or call from the number you want me to call you back on, so that if I can't make out all the digits or the transcription is not correct, I can get enough of them to know, oh, that was that number. I go through my caller ID of missed calls. Oh, like half of those numbers are right. That's got to be it. Send. So that's yeah. Dan on YouTube. Yeah, I sell parts, but I'm not a detective, and that's exactly right. And that's why it's so difficult for me to get a hold of some people sometimes. So I know a lot of people get upset because they say I didn't call them back. Well, I tried. But I mean, if you don't have voicemail, your voicemail's full, or your numbers aren't clear, there's not much I can do about it. 5354 Caddy, I do not have either one of those cars in stock. I've got a bunch of 55s, but no 3s or 4s right now. Markups on YouTube. So I know it sounds crazy, but it really is a huge, huge problem. It makes it very difficult for me to get a hold of somebody. I went through it a couple weeks ago. I tried to call a guy back a couple times on some Fairlane parts, and or actually on one Fairlane part, and it was one of those. He kept calling from his business line. The number didn't. I couldn't make out the voicemail. The number didn't come out clear. I tried to call it back. It's a 14-step voicemail phone system. And a couple days later, some guy calls back on the exact same part. And I said, I've been trying to call you. He goes, I've never called you before. I was like, well, I know I've got it because I can't get a hold of this other guy. Well, the second guy bought it. Then I knew it because I knew what I had. I'd already checked it. The other guy calls back a week later and was like, I already sold it. I don't know what to tell you. I flat couldn't get a hold of you. I tried and I couldn't. So that's why, obviously I always preach about the importance of phone calls, so we can have that conversation about exactly what your project is and exactly what direction you're going with it and exactly which pieces you need, because a lot of people call different pieces different names. But on the flip side of that, I've got to be able to get back a hold of you. So that's a huge, huge deal. Nose piece for 79 Camaro on Facebook. There, I assume you're talking about the whole rubber nose, and that I'm not sure. There again, you'll have to just give me a shout back after we get off and go over that and see if I've got anything. I do have some second gen Camaros in that era. I don't think I've got any good rubber noses. It just depends all on exactly what you need. So the other thing is that I do run into on phone calls a lot is third and fourth parties. I'm calling from my cousin's brother who needs this. Well, what kind of truck is it? What model truck is it? What series? Well, I don't know. There again, without that information, there's not much I can do. So call me yourself, because you know what you're working on. You know what direction you want to go. You know what you want to achieve. And if I don't answer because I'm on the phone with somebody else, just leave me a quick voicemail and be clear about it, and I'll sure try to get back with you. So 60 Chevy four-door flat top, nothing there, Glenn. 57 wagon builder. I assume we're still talking Chevy on that. I've got 357 Chevy wagons, but none of them are that I would consider a good project. You know, you'd have to put I don't think you could build a good car out of all three of them. So that's kind of where I'm still at on those. I've not bought anything else in those areas other than that. So who's ready for some trivia? Trivia tonight. I got another can. This is not as old as some of the other ones. I think this is probably 60s, early 70s. It is a metal can. It's got a little paint peeling, but it is new. Was drained from the bottom. It is a, if I can keep a hold of it here. It is a Penray cooling system can. We do have some paint peeling on it. It is new. It has not been popped. It was drained from the bottom. So good colors other than the place where the paint is peeling. And but a neat looking can, red, white, and blue colors, bright colors, good looking can, good shelf sitter for somebody. So anyway, tonight's trivia, and I'll be watching both formats as usual. I did a video that was kind of even a surprise to me to do, was when we went to the Bass Pro Shops, they had a motorsports museum. Was not aware of that. But it was kind of a nice addition. I mean, their wildlife museum and aquarium was absolutely amazing. There's no doubt about that. But the motorsports museum, since I'm a car guy, was kind of a neat addition. Primarily stock car stuff, because that's primarily what they've been involved with. They did have one Top Fuel dragster in there, whose Top Fuel dragster was in the Bass Pro Motorsports Museum. So keeping an eye on both formats as we get into the next part of the show. Watching for the answer on that to send the Penray cooling system can out. It is all metal and painted, so kind of a cool looking can. Videos this week. I'm going to try to do another one in the new yard, of course, and then try to do another new inventory video. I have not been dragging a ton of stuff in, obviously, with getting ready to go to Missouri and things like that. But I did get, I've gotten a few things drug in, so we need to bring you a new inventory video, as well as another one from the new yard, and then Pioneer Village video on Friday night like we've been doing. Everybody still seems to be happy with those. So, and I've still got half dozen, 6, 7 more of those to go. So, and just so much cool stuff. So stay tuned for more of those. Oh, man. So, nope, Jason, it's not Ricky Bobby's. Ricky Bobby's stuff all turned. This is a drag car, so I missed that one, but I'm still keeping an eye on things as we roll. So that's what you keep watching for on videos. F&E Collector Auto Auction. Things are starting to roll with that. Several more vehicles hit the website this week, and still talking to a lot of people on the phone. Talked to several guys today on some potential really cool consignments. Couple of Harley Davidsons, a 98 95th anniversary Harley Davidson, and an 07 Harley Davidson. Some really cool vehicles going up this week. 64 Impala Super Sport, Daytona blue, light blue interior, 300 horse, 327 4-speed car. 1972 Buick LeSabre convertible. Silver, white interior, just a super cool cruiser. Nice car, factory Buick sport wheels, power windows loaded up. Just a really nice, put the top down, go to Dairy Queen. Even has a parade boot, factory parade boot. So 37 Chevy pickup, windshield frame, nothing there, Robert, nothing right now. 1971 Lincoln Mark III listed this week for the F&E Collector Auto Auction. Kind of a different one. Typically, you see Mark IIIs in darker colors, blacks, dark blues, dark greens. This is kind of a metallic turquoise, I guess, I think is what I want to say, with a white vinyl top. So definitely a different color of on that Mark III, something we don't see all the time. Really makes it stand out. Oh, something else really cool. Not super old, but super cool and super rare. 1989 Ford F-350 Crew Cab Dually. You think, well, it's a 30-year-old Ford pickup. Well, those pickups are getting to be pretty hard to find. They're starting to command really good money. Because they're right on the verge of getting old at this point. So they are starting to kind of rise up in the collector car world. People are starting to pay attention to them. And you say, well, what's exciting about an 89 F-350? Well, most of those trucks, especially 1-tons, were used for one thing. They were work. They were utilitarian, work vehicles. They were used hard. This truck's got 18,000 actual miles. 18,000. Blue on blue, crew cab, 1-ton dually, 89 F-350 with 18,000 miles on it. Super cool truck. So definitely want to go check that one out. That is up on the website, feclassiccarauction.com. And you can take a look at that stuff. I was on the phone today with some guys. I think we've got a gorgeous 57 Bel Air 2-door sedan coming. Talked to that guy today. I think he pretty much said he's going to go. Black, red interior, small block, automatic. Car is almost flawless. I mean, just a gorgeous, gorgeous car. It's black and it is straight as an arrow. The doors fit like a clock. Great car. Hopefully have that one listed next week and some other cool stuff to talk about next week on the F&E Collector Auto Auction. Coming up October 3rd in Great Bend, Kansas. No, Jason, that was not Mark on the trivia question. That was not it. So still watching for those. Still got some guesses coming in, but nobody with the right answer on trivia as of yet. That I've seen. I'm trying to catch what's popping up. I'm sure I'm missing a few, but what I'm seeing, I'm trying to catch. Like we talked about a few weeks ago, the Quality Inn in Great Bend does have an auction rate for that weekend. If you want to call the Quality Inn in Great Bend, tell them you're coming in for the F&E Collector Auto Auction. They do have a special rate there. Great Bend does have multiple hotels: Best Western, Holiday Inn Express, Comfort, Super 8. we've got all those here also. So something else to keep in mind if you do want to try to make it out for the auction. If you cannot make it, we are live on Proxy Bid for online bidding also that day. So something else to keep in mind. And consignments. If anybody has anything they want to bring, restored cars, project cars, memorabilia, anything like that, just give me a shout. Be more than happy to have that conversation with you. We have very competitive fees. And that's what kind of makes us a little bit different. We charge $250 to run your car with a reserve, $150 to run no reserve. And what that does is covers all of your marketing. We put it obviously on our website. We put it on collectorcar.com. We put it on Hemmings Online. We put it on Autobuy, and we put it on Proxy Bid. So it goes on all 5 of those websites, and that's what your entry fee covers. If we sell your vehicle, it's a 5% sale commission. So Jess typed in, she said they've already got rooms, so they're planning on coming. So going to be great to see Jess and Rico that weekend. Robert on a 55 Bel Air Builder. I do not have one, but I know where there's one at if he has not sold it. So might give me a shout on that after we get done. I've missed a few things here. Salvage Flood Classic Cars. Tim asked. I typically do not. Obviously, most of that stuff goes to an insurance pool. And there's no insurance pools really close to me. The closest one is a couple hours away. And with the fees and things like that on a lot of those insurance pools, they're very difficult to buy from anymore. So I haven't bought out of a salvage pool in almost 20 years. So, so let's see, where are we at? 63 LeSabre quarter fender. I'm not sure what you're talking about on that on the 63 LeSabre. You need to give me a shout after we get done on that. New inventory. I did go after one. I actually got a couple cars on Friday picked up. Finally, after my week kind of calmed down, and but not much real interesting. A couple of later model ones here in town, but I did pick up a '64 Bel Air 4-door, basically a complete car with the exception of the motor is out of it. But just an old car that they pulled the motor out of, literally pushed it out in the pasture and left her sit. I did do a live on location when I picked that up the other day, both on Facebook and YouTube. And so that those, if you want to check that live video out, I did it in the pasture, right where the car was sitting. I was amazed that I had service because I was, I think, a quarter of a mile from the edge of nowhere. When I bought these vehicles, in fact, I brought that up in the video. The landowner, when we went out and looked at them, there's also a couple Chevy pickups out there that I'm going to try to get picked up this week. We went out in the pasture, and he showed me these big, huge divots in the ground, and there were monsters, just big low spots out in the middle of the prairie, and they were all over. And I didn't understand. He goes, "You know what those are?" I said, "What are those?" He goes, "They're buffalo divots." They were literally big, huge low spots in the prairie because this was all native prairie that's never been broken out. And there's still these big old buffalo wallers. I think that's what he called them, buffalo wallers, where the buffalo had just rolled around in that spot so many times the dirt was all dug out, and it's all native, unbroken prairie, and they were still there. So kind of cool. But that's how far we were, pretty close to the middle of nowhere. So you might go out and jump back and check out that live on location. We'll get a video up on that 64 Bel Air and those Chevy pickups once I get those picked up. So I didn't grab those yet, and get that coming to you. 55 Buick Special. I do have some 55 Specials, 50 Fords. I've got some 50 Fords also. If you want to give me a call and go over the details of exactly what you're looking for on that stuff. Big Guy 45, a new one on YouTube. Thanks for being here. Like I said, I think I'm missing some stuff. Some of the stuff is scrolling on me. I'm trying to stay caught up. 67 El Camino quarters, nothing on that, Mike. 60 Biscayne panel wagon, nothing there either as of right now. So anyway, that's kind of what my week consisted of. We'll keep an eye out on any other questions, and we'll get ready to start wrapping up here soon. That's kind of all I had, just some tips tonight. Nobody got trivia as of yet, so we will keep an eye on that. This is an antique space channel, is what Big Guy says. Big Guy 45 on YouTube. I do primarily car stuff, all old car stuff. So I don't do, furniture or anything like that. It's all car, gearhead related type stuff. Signs, toys, gas and oil, gearhead type stuff. So thanks for being here. Glad you're on. But that's kind of what we focus on. So stay tuned. Lots more coming. Jason's still guessing. No, it was not Sean Langdon. This was a driver from back in the 80s. So 48 Fleetmaster. I do have 48 Chevys in stock, several of them, if you want to get me a list put together on that stuff. So anyway, that's what I've got for tonight. As always, thanks for being here. If you've got any questions, my numbers are on the pages. You can always give me a shout. Give me a list of what you may need for a specific vehicle. Or even if you're looking for a vehicle just like the guy looking for the 55 Chevy. I don't have one in stock. I do know a guy that does have one. At least he had it a week ago still. That was a super cool project car. That was literally, it was a 55. I can't remember if it was a post or a hardtop. It was a 55 Chevy two-door that literally it was a hot rod from the 60s, and they shut the key off like in 1969, and it had not been touched since. So super cool project car there if he's still got it available. I can check with him on that car. So if that's something you're interested in, give me a shout and we can definitely check with him. Yeah, Glenn, I didn't know what buffalo wallers were either. I learned something too. The vinyl record up on the shelf, actually. I do like vinyl, and that record up there that we're looking at right here, let's grab it real quick. The reason this is up here, we'll just show it to you since you guys asked. Sun Records. I got this at the Sun Museum in Memphis a couple years ago. Super cool. Basically, the studio is just like the way it was. The sound recording room is literally exactly the same as it was when Elvis recorded there and all those guys. So that's why I've got that 45 up there. So thanks for asking, big guy. That's what that 45 is up there for. I picked it up at Sun Studios when we toured the original Sun Studios. So picked up the 45 as a memento. So anyway, good question. Glad you noticed it. And that's what this stuff's here for. Talk about it because that's why we're here, because that's what we like and that's what we enjoy. So anyway, we'll go ahead and wrap her up. I'll keep an eye on questions for the next few minutes as we get close. And as always, thanks for being here, everybody. I can't thank you guys enough for stopping by, hanging out, and becoming friends. Oh yeah, the cab over GM Goodwrench truck. Hey Jason, I got a whole video on those GM Goodwrench semis like that, so you might want to check that one out. Did it on Toy Tuesday. No, Dan, I did not cut a record while I was at Sun Studios, but it was just cool to see it. Walking into that recording studio where all those guys, back in the 50s, literally sat in the exact same spot on that floor. The walls are the same. If you're ever in Memphis, you've got to go to the Sun Recording Studio. It's just super cool history. So that's why I had to bring a record home, just as a memento, because it was a pretty cool deal. But anyway, I can't tell you guys thanks enough for stopping by. There's our friend Nanon on Facebook. Having a lot of fun doing this. I'm glad you guys swing by. It means a lot, but it isn't anything without you. If it was just me sitting here talking into a computer, it would get pretty boring pretty quick. So your interaction is great. We had great interaction tonight. I'm glad you guys are on. I'm glad we're all becoming friends. If you've got ideas, if you want me to talk about something or some good topics, if I know something about it, we can sure talk about it. If you've got, if you've seen something in any of my other videos you want me to elaborate on, that's what we're here for. It's to hang out, have fun, talk about stuff, and check things out. We can all learn something, and that's what's fun about it. So thanks for being here, Big Guy 45. Glad you found us. Glad you jumped on with us. Hey, we got my buddy Bill Twitchell on. Always good to have Bill on with us. That's what's great about it. All you guys are here, and that's what's making it fun. So, like I keep telling you, I'm the lucky guy that gets to sit here and hang out with you, and I'm thankful that you guys let me do it, and that's why we're here, and that's why we're hanging out. So I hope you guys are still enjoying it. A lot of you are still coming back every week, so that's great, and I do appreciate it. So we'll go ahead and wrap up. We're coming up on 30 minutes. I don't want to drag you guys out too long because I know you're going to get sick of listening to me pretty quick. So we'll go ahead and wrap the stream up. Thanks for being here. Stay tuned. New video tomorrow night. Toy Tuesday night, either the signs or the toys and memorabilia, one or the other. Depends on which one I have ready for Tuesday night. And more cars Wednesday night, Pioneer Village Friday night. As always, got any questions, give me a call. Thank you all for being here. Had a lot of fun. Glad you had stopped by. Hope you enjoyed yourself. We will see you tomorrow night on the next video. Thanks for watching, everybody.